Hey everybody, how are you? I'm gonna make a quick little update video. I apologize, I haven't made any really helpful videos lately. I think I'm in survival mode. I think you all understand what that is like. I'm actually getting ready to go into the dentist, so I will make this short and sweet, but I think the last time I made a video, I talked about how I had put spyware on my Narcs phone and how I had caught him cheating. I found videos of him with other women, etc. Well, fast forward to today, I was able to find one of the women that he met, she said, on a site called Meet Me, that he had been with a few times that was just for sex. And she talked to me. She told me that she didn't know about me, and she apologized. It was nothing but sex. She said that was the whole point of the app or whatever, but I don't understand all that stuff and how it works. But anyway, so I then kept digging, and I had known that he was messing with a girl. I was discovering through the messages that he was sending her and back that it wasn't this man that he was a friend with after all. It was a woman that he was going to Kokomo to see. And at first she wouldn't talk to me, and I may have said all of this, but I waited a few weeks and I messaged her again, and she actually agreed to talk to me. So she started telling me all the truths that I had known all along, all the things that he had accused me of and whatnot he was doing. And like, for instance, we have a dog, and he came home at 3:30 in the morning with this strange dog one time. And another funny story about some Coke bottles that he came home with that had his name on it. You know, the Coke bottles that have names. Well, he had one with his name on it. He had two, because his last name is like a first name. But anyway, and I just had a funny feeling about that. And I had said to him then that I thought that the dog came from a woman, and I said that I thought that those bottles had come from a woman. Long story, but he ranted and raved and called me every name under the sun, and no, that's not it, and you're crazy, and all these things. And she confirmed that I was right. The dog was hers, you know, everything lined up. He had sold my old car to his friend that was supposed to be a man, and come to find out, she's driving my old car. And he had, strangely enough, he had not ever told her he loved her, or formed what you would call any type of a actual relationship. She told me that their relationship was purely sexual, that he would come there and that's what they would do, and then he would leave. And he came often, and he brought toys with him and all kinds of stuff. And she said that he made her promise that she would not sleep with anyone else, that if she was going to have sex with him, she was not allowed to have sex with anyone else. And we've been, quote, together for 5 years in June, and she has been with him for 4 years in June. My daughter was born 4 years ago in June. So about 10 months after I met him, or something like that, you know, he ended up in this relationship, something like that. I don't know the exact, but anyway, and he's been keeping her on the side ever since, period. All kinds of things are coming to light that just make me nauseous about that. I'm a detail person, and I think I have to know everything, which sometimes isn't such a good idea. But like, for instance, she said one day he brought me a mirror for my bathroom, and I remembered him telling me that his friend did not have any mirror in their bathroom, and did we have an extra one? And I actually found a mirror for him to give to this person who I thought was a man. And she said he spent the night with her one time, and it's heartbreaking. I guess if I had just found out that I had a somewhat normal relationship, and I found out that my spouse was cheating, even with now 4 people that I've identified and 1 long term, the other 3 were just occasional whatever. Even if that's all, if that was all I found out, then it would suck, but it would be quantifiable, I guess. The fact that it's not just that, the fact that all of the years that he was doing this to me, he was yelling at me and screaming at me and cussing at me and calling me names and accusing me of this, telling me things like I was a whore and he knows I'm cheating, and he always had to say anybody that would get with you would be a desperate loser, because he wanted me to have so low self-esteem that I would never venture out anywhere. Which brings me to the whole reason why I did the video about, are you cheating on your narc? Because I think all of us get to a point where we are so destroyed that maybe the only thing that can pull us out of the quagmire is some type of normal attention somewhere else, that we can remind ourselves what normal is. And there's a lot of controversy on that. But anyway, so back to the whole desperate cheating or desperate loser comments. Yesterday, the girl agreed to meet with me, and I took my daughter because I wanted her to look us in the eye. She didn't know about me in the beginning, but she started to suspect, and she told me the reasons why she suspected. He told her that he babysat for Zoe, but that he didn't get to see her very much. Other than that, he didn't say he lived with me. He never said he lived with me. He actually sent her pictures of my house, but it was his house, according to him. And interestingly enough, my business, he told her that we were co-owners of, and he was going to buy me out. And just all kinds of really warped things, like a total false world, just totally, which obviously he was doing to me too. But so she agreed to meet with me. So I went to lunch with her yesterday, and I told her she could not use her name because I did not want, my daughter to go back and say that we had this meeting. And so we used a different name, and she is ugly, extremely ugly. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gorgeous, but I'm saying she's very ugly. This girl has a huge mole on her nose, and her teeth are the front teeth are completely rotted out. They're just black nubs all across the front of her mouth. And my narc the only thing he has going for him is his looks. He is very good looking. He is extremely good looking. And I'm baffled. I'm totally baffled. The other woman that I talked to was also equally as ugly. Well, she was different. But anyway, so I met with this woman. She's not only ugly, she was nice. I'm not saying anything like that, but I don't know who's stupider. Somebody that would be with him for 4 years with an absolute guarantee that there was nothing but being used and you couldn't have anything else, or being in my shoes where I'm, thinking that there's a human side to him somewhere. And I don't even know. I don't know what's worse, but all I know is that he is picking out and targeting these women that are plain and ordinary because they're easier to control. I'm sure of that. And they're easier to keep, for her. He didn't want any other man to step in on his territory because she was his supply. She did some things for him. She got some things for him that I'm not even going to elaborate on. But he put her at risk by doing so. And he used her. And I don't know who I don't really know who he's used more, me or her. So I can't be mad at her. I told her, if you decide to continue seeing him, I don't care. I really don't care. But at least let me know. Just tell me so I know. And she said that I would be the first person that she contacts if he contacts her again. period. I don't think he will, though. I really don't think he'll contact her. I think it's too easy to find someone new. It's too easy to find a new supply. At one point, when he was mad at me before he actually admitted all of this, which he has admitted all of it, every single little thing I made him admit. I showed him my proof. I read his text messages back to him word for word, and I wouldn't let him go until he admitted it to me. But I don't know. I'm shocked. Even though I knew what I was getting into when I put that spyware on there, and I knew my gut was telling me the truth. I knew my gut was telling me the truth. Maybe that's the point of this video. I was scared to death to do that, and I pursued it anyway. And I want to be the one that outsmarts this guy. I want to be the one girl that fucking, excuse me, but outsmarts his ass. And I think you should all be thinking in those terms as well. So, I guess that's it, because I got to get in there to the dentist. But I just wanted everybody to know that I was still alive, and that I am, with everything else, and I mentioned before, I do taxes, and tax season is extremely hectic for me. So, and for the next few weeks until tax season's over, I'm probably going to be very short on time, but I will try to keep up with everyone. And maybe once I get through tax season, then we'll start working on some strategies so we know how we can get ourselves out of this quagmire that we find ourselves in with narcissists. Anyway, take care. Gotta go. Love you all. Bye.